I remember the exact moment the fuel gauge hit empty, not because of the silence, but because of how loud everything else suddenly became. The engine didn't die right away. It coughed, shuddered, like something choking on its own breath. The headlights flickered against the endless stretch of road, illuminating nothing but trees that leaned too close, their branches clawing at the dark. Mark. Sarah's voice was quiet, tight. It's on E. I know. I tapped the gauge like that would fix it. It didn't. The needle stayed pinned, dead and certain. We hadn't seen a gas station in over an hour. No lights, no houses, just road, forest, and that suffocating sense that we'd taken a wrong turn a long time ago. The GPS lost signal 20 minutes back. My phone was a useless brick now. The car lurched. That was it. It rolled forward a few more yards before stopping completely, the engine giving one final hollow cough before going still. The silence that followed felt wrong, too thick, like it was pressing in from all sides. Sarah let out a breath that turned into a shaky laugh. Okay, we'll figure it out. I nodded, though my chest felt tight. Yeah, we'll walk. Maybe there's something up ahead. We grabbed our jackets. The air outside hit like damp cloth, cold, wet, carrying a smell of rot and old leaves. The kind that clings to your throat. We walked. 5 minutes, 10, maybe more. Time stretched out here, warped by the darkness. Then we saw it. A flicker of light through the trees. At first, I thought it was another car, but it didn't move. It just glowed, weak, yellow, sickly. We pushed through the brush until the trees broke open, and there it was, a motel. If you could call it that. The sign leaned at an angle, half the letters burned out, only Motel flickered weakly. The building itself sagged like it had been left alone too long. Paint peeled in long strips, windows stared out like dead eyes. But there was light, and right then, that was enough. We didn't speak, we just walked toward it. The door to the reception office creaked when I pushed it open. The smell hit first. Stale air, mildew, something faintly metallic underneath, and behind the desk, she was already watching us, an old woman, too still. Her face was pale, stretched thin over sharp bones. Her eyes, they didn't track us naturally. They just shifted, like something adjusting behind the surface. You need a room, she said. Not a question. Her voice sounded used, like it had been spoken too many times, worn down to something hollow. I swallowed. Yeah, just for the night. She nodded once. A slow mechanical motion. You'll stay, she said. Something about the way she said it made my stomach twist. Not can. Not will you. You'll stay. I should have turned around. We both should have, but we didn't. Because outside was worse, and at that moment, the motel felt like the only thing left in the world that might still let us live through the night. I was wrong. The key she handed me was heavier than it should have been. Cold, too, like it had been sitting in ice. Room 6, she said, placing it in my palm without breaking eye contact. End of the hall. Her fingers lingered a second too long, not gripping, just resting, as if she needed to be sure I'd take it. I forced a smile. Thanks. She didn't respond, didn't blink either. We stepped back outside, the door closing behind us with a soft, final click that felt louder than it should have. The motel stretched in a straight line, each door identical, each window dark, except ours. Room 6 had a faint glow leaking through the curtains. I don't like this place, Sarah whispered. Just for a few hours, I said. We'll leave at first light. The key scraped loudly in the lock. Inside, the air was thick, stagnant. It smelled like damp carpet and something older, like something that had been left to rot but never quite finished. The lights flickered on after a delay. The room looked wrong. Not in any obvious way at first, just small things. The bedspread was tucked too tightly, like it had been pulled by someone obsessive. The pattern on it didn't repeat properly, shapes misaligned, almost forming faces if you looked too long. The mirror above the dresser was slightly tilted. The curtains were closed, but I could swear they shifted when I wasn't looking directly at them. You see that? Sarah asked. What? She pointed at the wall. Scratches. Long, uneven marks near the baseboard. like something had dragged itself along the floor over and over again. Probably just furniture, I said. Even I didn't believe it. We didn't unpack, didn't sit on the bed right away. We just stood there, listening. That's when we heard it. A sound from the hallway. A step. Heavy, slow. Another. Then another. Not walking normally. No rhythm you'd expect from a person. Each step landed like a weight being dropped. "Someone else is here," Sarah whispered. "Yeah." But it didn't sound like someone else. It sounded like something had a walk. The steps passed our door, stopped right outside. We both froze. The handle didn't turn. Nothing knocked. Just silence. Then another step and another. Moving away again, I exhaled slowly. Probably just the owner. But Sarah shook her head immediately. No, that wasn't her. I didn't argue, because deep down I knew, whatever was in that hallway, it wasn't the old woman, and it wasn't something that should have been here at all. I didn't sleep. I don't think Sarah did either, though she kept her eyes closed like she was pretending, like if she just stayed still enough, whatever was out there might forget we existed. The footsteps came back. Not once, not twice. Over and over, always the same, slow, heavy, dragging slightly at the end of each step like something was shifting its weight wrong. At some point I realized something worse. They never went past the end of the hall. They just stopped and then started again, like it was pacing, trapped or waiting. Around 2 a.m., the air in the room changed. It got colder, not gradually, not naturally. It just dropped. My breath fogged faintly in front of me. "That's not normal," Sarah whispered, sitting up. I know. The bathroom door creaked open. Neither of us had touched it. Inside, the light flickered on by itself. A low hum filled the room, not electrical, not quite. Something deeper, almost like breathing. We stared. The mirror inside the bathroom was fogging up, slowly, from the inside. Words began to form. Not written, pressed, like something on the other side was pushing against the glass. "S. Ah." Sarah grabbed my arm hard enough to hurt. "Mark. I see it." The footsteps stopped again, right outside our door. This time the handle moved, slowly, not trying to open, just testing, back and forth, back and forth. The wood of the door creaked under the pressure. Then, a voice, not loud, not clear, but close, right against the other side. "You'll stay." It wasn't the old woman. It sounded like too many voices trying to speak at once, layered over each other, stretched thin. The light in the room flickered violently. The mirror cracked. And for a split second, I saw something in the reflection. Not behind us, inside the room, tall, bent wrong, its head tilted at an angle no spine should allow, watching us, smiling. Then the lights went out, and the footsteps stopped completely. We didn't wait for morning. We ran. The moment the lights died, something in me snapped loose. Some instinct screaming that staying meant something worse than dying out there in the dark. I grabbed Sarah's hand and pulled her toward the door. The handle was warm, too warm, like something had just been holding it. I opened it anyway. The hallway was longer than before. It shouldn't have been, but it was. Doors stretched further in both directions than they had earlier. The numbers warped, repeating 666 over and over down the walls. The air pulsed. That's the only way I can describe it. Like the building was breathing. "Don't look at the doors," I said. I don't know why, it just felt important. We walked fast, then faster. Behind us, a step, not in front, not pacing anymore, following, heavy, closer with each one. Sarah started crying quietly. "It's right behind us. Don't turn around." Another step, closer, closer. The exit door finally came into view. Too far, way too far. The footsteps sped up, no longer slow, no longer learning. Now they knew exactly how to move. I couldn't help it. I looked. It was there, right behind us. Tall, too tall. Its limbs stretched, joints bending in too many directions. Its face, if it had one, was wrong. Layers of something that tried to be human but didn't understand how. And its mouth, open too wide. Smiling. "You'll stay." We ran. I don't remember reaching the door. I just remember bursting through it, cold air hitting my lungs like knives, and then silence. No footsteps, no breathing walls, no motel, just the road. Empty. Our car gone. The forest stood still around us like it had never been disturbed. Sarah collapsed onto the asphalt, sobbing. I turned back. There was nothing there. No sign, no building, no light, just darkness. We walked until sunrise. Eventually, a car found us, took us to the nearest town. We tried to explain. No one believed us. There's no motel on that road, they said. Hasn't been for decades. Burned down. People died inside. A lot of people. I don't argue anymore. I don't tell the whole story either because there's one part I never mention. Sometimes, late at night, when everything is quiet, I still hear it. A step, heavy, slow, getting closer, and a voice worn thin in whispering from somewhere just behind me, "You'll stay."